What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and I am here today with Jigxor's Dungeon Dashers. This is a very cool little game. We're doing the second episode today. We are doing a mission called Block Party. So now we finally have control of all four members of our party. Sir Jacob, January, I forget the Abner or something like that. I forget the name of the wizard. I don't know. Let's be on our way and kind of see how this thing pans out. Press and hold tab to enter tactical mode. We already know that. I showed you that in the first episode. Let's maybe see if we can have a look here and figure out what kind of contention, or at least how contested this ground is going to be. We've got a gathering point up there. Looks like 4 goblin archers and a couple bats. I think our best plan here, it looks like the bats have the next turn. So maybe think about backing off and seeing what the bats do. Let's let them come to us. I'm actually going to allow the enemy to take their turn, because the positioning right now, if you look at those little murder holes that the goblins are hiding in, that is going to save us a little bit. He knifed me and ran away again. Those bats love the shank and run method. Oh, and he fired a bow at me too. Okay, I didn't know if he'd be able to fire through that corner. Now we know. Alright, so the positioning is looking a little bit better now. I'm going to see if I can get rid of both of the bats on her turn. She's going to open the door with 1 AP and she's going to step to the side. Let's go ahead and we're going to have our wizard homie do his turn. Fireballs away. And now he's out of AP. He needs 7 to do the shot. That's going to put the turn squarely into the hands of Sir Jacob, who's going to grab some gold. And actually it costs him, what, 7 to do this ability? Let's go ahead and charge right there. It does a little bit of damage. I wanted to test that out and see how badly it could hurt the enemy. Not too much. I mean, it gets the job done, but it's not quite there with regards to how much damage I was hoping it would deal. So now that I know, I have better ways to apply that appropriately. I'm going to teleport through there with 4. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, well, I was hoping that would work out in a better fashion, but I suppose I'll move him off to the side then and force them to come to me. There's the first bow shot, kind of a Hail Mary coming from really, really deep field. Nothing to be too threatened about there. And the second one actually caught him right in the ass, and so he's now running around screaming my ass, and making a giant noise bubble. A cacophony, if you will. And she's now out of AP. Gonna step to the side, we're gonna let our wizard do his thing. Hopefully he'll be able to get to... Yeah, there it is. And so he's managed to kill that guy off. Now, how the game's progression works, I did want to talk about that. I do want to continue with some of the kind of review aspects of this whole thing. As you go through the game, you do accumulate gold, and you can buy new equipment. As I showed you in the last episode, you can also get new abilities. If we look at Sir Jacob, he's got 2 right now. He's got a cleave that hits 3 enemies in front of him. So it hits the adjacent tiles, and as the game puts it, it hits these spaces that are perpendicular to the one in front of him. But basically, it's the 3 tiles in front of him. Maybe we can get him to a better position? Let's go ahead and see if we can weave our way through here. I don't think we're going to be able to, though, so let's get everybody into these little murder holes and out of the way. The goblin gets the next turn. I'm going to see if I can close ground with him right now. Maybe get 2 attacks off? Yeah, there it is. So the 2 attacks, we've gone ahead and stabbed him down, and the deed is done. The dirty, bloody deed. I thought his limb that was severed was inside that box. I thought it was like a magical wand or something. I was about to get super, super excited. I was like, yay! Magic wands for everyone. Just throw them in the sky. Maybe... Okay, so people are now lumped up before this door. It says we can press shift at any time to fast forward the enemy's turn. Yes, we had known that already. Although it is well appreciated, it is never fun to sit through like 1,000 turns. Where is that bat at? Is he super far in? Okay, so he's got 24 AP. But I think we should still be alright. Let's move everybody back to a safe distance. Maybe end him right there. I want any potential bow fire to really be just desperate shots. Those XCOM shots with like a 3% chance to hit. Those are what I want them to have if they have to fire at us. So there it is. They've missed the first round. Unfortunately, everybody in my group seems to have pretty piss-poor initiative. I don't know if that's something we're going to be able to upgrade later, or we'll have some options maybe to build people in different directions, but for now, we'll get rid of the bat, and I think I can probably... Oh, I was hoping I'd be able to hit the skeleton from there. With 7, I don't feel comfortable with that shot, so I'm actually just going to pull her back behind the wall. We'll end the turn and we'll allow some of the skellies to come to us. It looks like they're going to arrange themselves single file coming straight at us. He's going to waste an AP right there. And our wizard is going to let him have it with some fireballs. And there it is. With a crit and 2 well-placed fireballs, he's managed to lay the bonies low. Come out, take a cheap shot at that skeleton, and run back in. Now it's Ryder's turn, and I think he's probably going to do the same thing there. Take a couple quick stabs. It looks like his stabs don't do quite as much damage as the claymore that our plate-mailed friend is using, but it still got the job done. We managed to stab somebody down, so it's okay. Ooh, and with a long shot right there, he ate it. So I'm guessing the chances are still probably like a 50-50 from that distance. So this may not be the best strategy that I'm employing. Yeah, you have a pretty long range, so let's see what kind of damage we can get done here. I'll do a couple 99s right there, and then she's now out of AP to do like anything else. It's gonna be our wizard's turn, and I'd prefer to keep him... There it is, a very nice critical. Not quite enough to get the job done though. I think what I should do with this character is maybe get him into melee range with this goblin. So that's what I'm gonna do. He's actually set up for his next turn. Ryder, it's going to be his job to handle this guy. And there it is right there. I'm starting to wonder if he always gets a critical hit from behind. It looks like he does, but I haven't actually been able to like empirically test that or anything yet. I'm gonna get him out of the way of the potential fire we might take on this next turn. Alright, so we're out of the way. I think the bow fires. There it is. That's a pretty powerful bow shot. Man, that's like one of those Princess Mononoke bow shots where it just blows people to bits. Let's break all these crates open and get our hands on some treasure. A treasure chest. I think that's our first one. Managed to get ourselves a good 1,500 gold from there. A little bit less, but I'll round on up because it makes me feel happier. And I don't know if I want to go... Let's find out what happens if I flick this switch down here. Let's take Ryder. Ah, okay, so it's a booby trap. It actually raises a bunch of spikes. So some of these are going to be kind of decoys. What happens if I step on this block over here? Let's go ahead and... Well... It might spike somebody. Let's find out. I don't know what that did for me, but pushing it down, I hope, did something. We're going to need our bowman, or our bow woman over here. A bow woman? I don't know. We can combine that somehow into a catchy word. We're going to need her right here to shoot the bell. That's going to lower the spikes over there, and then I think we're going to need Ryder to make our way... Yeah, we're going to need Ryder to make our way through here. So let's teleport him through. A little bit of a movement puzzle here. I may also need somebody with a proficiency for... Well then, I may need somebody to break down some of these blocks. How or... Interesting. I don't know if maybe later on we're going to have like an option that busts some of that up right there, but there's no way to really disengage myself from the wall. Oh, never mind. This is an open space right here. There it is. I didn't see that open space. And that should allow me to grab the treasure. So there it is. Another 2,500 or so treasure, some odd, kind of carry the one here, do some back of the envelope math, it's 2,500. We'll just call it that and stick with it. Now that we've got everybody all taken care of in there, before I open this door up, let me gather everybody. It tends to put these little gather stones right next to the areas where you're about to get jumped. So I think I'll take my range and I'll put them in front. Yep, there it is. So they've decided to throw down on an encounter with us, a goblin horde. Put a little bit of damage downfield there. And our wizard might take an arrow right here. I wasn't paying attention to the turn order. Completely and totally my fault, but he managed to dodge up out of the way. Old man has got moves, which is better than having no moves, that is for sure. Ooh, he dodged it twice. Well then, he's got some kind of like crazy Shaolin monk thing going on where he's like catching arrows out of midair, doing all kinds of damage. What a badass. If I get him in right there, he can do a little bit of damage before we move out. Gonna be Sir Jacob's turn. I'm actually gonna try and get him... Ooh. Oh, that didn't work like I thought it would. So, I was hoping if the charge killed somebody, it would go through and hit the person behind him. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So we learned something. That's okay, as long as you learn something about your character each time you try something out, nothing has failed. So now we know that the charge doesn't go through an enemy that's been killed. It's actually just for removing obstacles. I think I can spend some AP here to get the boxes out of the way, but that's about the best I'm going to be able to do. Our warrior's more than likely going to take an arrow to the face here, and there it is. Arrow straight to his mustachioed face. Hopefully it didn't take the edges off, because losing a mustache is akin to losing a crazy set of sideburns. You just don't want it to happen. It's a tragedy in and of itself. It's destruction of artwork. It's like peeing on the Mona Lisa. And I think how I'm actually going to do this is I'm going to split these up into individual missions to make things easier for people that are searching for solutions to puzzles and whatnot. So we're going to do one mission at a time. So this is only going to be Block Party. That means that Dungeon Dashers is always going to be very, very short. And it's going to be kind of a supplementary series, I guess, but we are going to go all the way through the game. Because they're shorter, it makes them easier to film anyway. So let's get everybody up and in here. What does this say? To prevent being eaten by large monsters, try to taste terrible. Love, Gerald. Or Geraldo, if we were going to call him by his South American name, or Spanish name. That teleports everybody in, and victory. I will at the end, even though these episodes are going to be short, I will at the end try and customize characters for each one. So we got all the, let's go down to customize characters, see if there's anything new. Ah, Ryder's got some new abilities. Let's see what he's got here. He has got Twisting Backstab. He does 3 times damage for 1 turn. So yeah, let's go ahead and strap that on in. I'm assuming it'll blink when he's got new equipment too, so I'm gonna actually bypass that. Arden, what do you have for us? Arden has himself what looks like a frost spell. Frostbite, encase a single enemy in a chamber of ice for 1 turn. So that's gonna be a little bit of crowd control for us as we go through the game. It's gonna allow us to eliminate 1 enemy, assuming he's got like a giant nuke. That could be very, very nice. So we'll go ahead and equip that on Arden. For January, nothing new. And for Sir Jacob, nothing new. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in this walkthrough through Block Party for Dungeon Dashers, which is a very cool game. I've got a link down in the description if you'd like to download it, support the developers. This is a game that I can see a lot of passion went into it. Very much, whenever I play this game, I get that really strange, oh, I don't know, it's a throwback. That's all I can say about it. I get a very strange feeling when I play this. It's like I'm back as a child playing, oh, Shining Force, I guess? And normally, it's very specific. I don't know why. It feels like I'm playing Shining Force. I have no clue. Every time I open this game up, I am teleported back to my childhood sitting in front of a Sega Genesis playing Shining Force. So if that's a feeling that you miss, I would definitely recommend this one. I'll see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.